direction. Just look around and find at least something good. All you need will come to you. I'll never refuse you.
Welcome back to Two Canadians at Cafe Lise, a Vigor podcast. We're your hosts, Dr. Anton and DJ Spencer.
Hello.
Oh, this is episode 82, and we're going to be going over experience. This is something we've talked about in the past, but it's been quite some time, so we thought we'd revisit it. Um, we know, I know there's been a lot of chatter out there, people talking about having trouble finishing their battle passes, or grinding, having some trouble grinding. So we thought we would go through, verify what we knew and update what we know, and present it to you, so how you can get the best XP. Get the most XP you can of going out into an encounter.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're
So
gonna focus on encounters mostly, like shootout and limbs. Uh, we won't really talk about or like just from my experience, like a win in shootout, like you're getting 3,500 XP, or limbs roughly about the same thing. Not including the crates, but uh, just encounter wise, you can get those big XP gains. So that's why we're gonna talk
exactly.
about it.
Yeah. There's a lot more. Yeah, there's obviously variation in shootout and the limbs. But your top, I think, on those, I think really does sort of max out to a point. Whereas with an encounter, if you play your cards right, you can really shoot up your XP for sure. But if you disagree, please let us know in the comments. We'll chat about it. Uh, Maybe even do some more testing out if we need to. But um, we're just going to go over so you understand when you get your XP, how it's all broken down. You see these kind of things in your end screens, but getting some more context with it really helps. Because what you might just see a total. You'll see I got this many of this resource, and this is my XP. But no, do you really want to maximize your XP? We're going to try to help you with that right now. So yeah, without any further ado, let's take a peek here. And we're going to break this down. Just first, we're going to go over resources, and then we'll start with common resources and work our way up. Okay, here we go. So these are your common resources. Everybody knows what these are. You got your nails, you got your metal, you got your wire. You can find them uh, pretty much everywhere on the map, on all the different maps. But some maps are better for certain things than others. We may have to revisit our loot map or our loot episode at some point, where we broke down um, where you could find the easiest. So anything we say in this episode is going to be general, maybe based on some old knowledge that might not have updated. So look out for that episode in the future here, um, where we really go over, or like go back into where you can find things. But XP wise, your commons are um, pretty universal except for nails, obviously. You get 1 XP for looting a nail, 1 XP for retrieving a nail out of the encounter. Your stack sizes 75 for nails. I don't know if it was ever explained why it was 75. Whereas metal and wire, it's 150 per stack. And then when you do your calculations, you get 75 XP for taking a stack out, or looting a stack, and then another 75 XP for taking it out of the encounter, retrieving it, and then 150 and 150 for metal and wire. Pretty
I,
standard.
I
Yep.
feel at
But
one point we were getting like 2 XP for retrieved nails, but I could be wrong.
yeah. No, and I know what you mean, but at least unless that was a double XP weekend or something.
Yeah.
But I verified all the numbers recently.
Okay.
I just wanted to
Yep.
make sure. Um,
I trust you.
I know there have some things, yeah, I know there
Yep.
have been some things as we go that have changed quite a bit. I think the common XP ones have been pretty consistent, at
Yeah.
least because the last time we did this, I think it was like
Mhm.
season 8 or 7 and 8. So that was, 10
Yeah.
seasons ago when we last went over this. So,
I found a
uh,
spreadsheet from season 9, and yeah, it's the same. So
oh,
carry
okay,
on.
good. Yeah, we have spreadsheets everywhere, guys. So let's take us through the uncommon ones here.
So uncommon, we have the fertilizer and the glass. Uh, fertilizer. Is it really just uh one XP? When did
It
that
is
change? It used to be
to
10.
loot it. Oh, well
Oh,
then,
hold on. Sorry, I'm looking at loot value from the spreadsheet. So yeah, it's
okay,
one
okay.
to loot per unit for the fertilizer, and then it's four for glass. Retrieving it, you get 8 XP for the fertilizer, which gives you a total of 400 for a full stack of 50. Uh, right? Yeah, I said that
Yeah, it retrieve.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's 400 if you take it out of the encounter. It's, only
yeah,
50 if you just loot it and then you delete it. Yeah.
yeah. So and then for glass though, you get 15 XP per unit. So it's a stack of 50. So just looting it, you get 200 for the full stack, and then you get another 750. So you're basically getting 1,000 XP just for looting a full stack of glass. So
Yeah. And that's it stayed pretty consistent. When it comes to XP, glass is still your best bet. If you can, get a good map that has a lot of houses and, quite a bit of glass in it, you can just rack up the XP with glass. It's really good. It's not
yep,
the same as loot value. We did cover that in a previous episode before. Loot value is quite different.
yep,
The better the resource, like as far as color, rarity, the higher the loot value, and that's where your loot value can really soar is when you get those higher ones. But when it comes to XP, glass, it's just who knew it'd be glass.
yep.
Yeah.
So never
So
delete
that's
glass.
our never delete glass. Yeah, if you can avoid it. The only time I delete glass is if I'm, well, obviously not going for XP really. If I'm going for a specific purpose, like it's a challenge that I'm working on where I need parts or I need something specific, then I'll delete glasses. If I don't care about the XP, then sure. Because on the Xbox, yeah, I don't need any of the resources, same as you. We have our shelters done. So resources tend to become, you don't think about them as much anymore. Um, unless you're just trying to work on your battle pass, that's when the XP comes in, and that's when you really want to hold on to it still.
Yep.
Next is the rare type. Rare is your chemicals and food. Now they've really changed food up a lot between like various seasons, and it's like they go back and forth with food. So I don't know. This is what it seemed to be so far. So, chemicals, looting a chemical, 2 XP per unit. Retrieving it is 8 XP per unit. Your stack size is 25, and so you get 50 for a stack if you loot it, and 200 for a stack if you just retrieve it. Food, what's changed for food is sometimes you get. There's been seasons where you didn't get XP for retrieving it. You just got XP for looting it. And I don't know.
Are you
It's
sure
sort of.
that's not loot value you're talking about? Because loot value you never got XP, or you never got loot value for food.
Oh, maybe, yeah, you might
Yeah,
be right. Maybe I'm
I think that's what
confusing
it
loot
was
value.
because we talked about it. I don't remember which episode,
Yeah,
and Dizzy Online actually reached out and said like, "Hey, like you actually get XP now for it." And I think that's why. I think what happened is
it's very confusing.
you mixed up XP for loot value, so you still
Yep.
don't get any loot value for
Okay.
food, but you still get the XP. So you've always gotten the XP. It's just the loot value you've never gotten.
It gets confusing when you have 2 different values for something, and they mean 2 different things.
Yeah,
It gets, and it's not even loot value now, it's like retrieved, resource value. 'Cause, that is
well, same thing.
flows off the tongue. I know, it's just they changed the terminology in the game, right? So if you're looking at your stats, it no longer says, your total loot value. It says your total retrieved resource value. That's just a mouthful. But anyways, food, uh, 2 per looted, 12 per retrieved, same 25 stack size, and so 50 and 300. So food is actually XP wise pretty decent. Um, still we're not talking glass decent, but we're talking pretty decent.
It's the next highest one.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. It would be okay. So that's your rares, and then the last type of would be your military style.
Yep. So we have the electronics and the fuel. Uh, both are bang on identical. So you get
They're identical.
for a looted unit, you're going 5 XP. For extracting with it, you get 20 XP. So each stack size 10 each. So when you're going to get a full stack out, you get 50 XP for a full stack, and then an additional 200 for retrieving slash extracting with it. So you're up to like 250 um, XP per stack for
So if
each
you're really
military
going for
grade.
XP, it's hard to really justify taking these because the stocks are so small. They take up a lot of space in your bag. Um, Now I don't know, and I because it's there's no way to weigh yourself in this game. You see your little bar get heavier, your stamina
Yeah.
bar, when you get weighed down. So I don't know, like if you have a bag full of fuel as opposed to like a bag full of nails, which weighs
Uh,
affects your stamina more. I'm curious. I don't know if there's a way to.
I want to say the fuel does, but yeah,
You would
we'd
think,
have to
right?
do some. We'd have to do some
Yeah.
testing.
That would be something. That would be it's so hard to get a bag full of fuel yet unless you boost the encounter quite a bit and then go to a map that's good for fuel and then just see what you can do. And then yeah, record your try to estimate that how much fuel you have, record your bar, and then try to do the same thing with something different. Not necessarily
Mhm.
nails, but just it'd be kind of cool to get that comparison. But that's just a geeky thing. That'd be like the VSL guys. That'd be kind of something they'd be all over, I think. But
Yeah, maybe.
yeah, maybe. But anyways, and then there's no that and that for resources, as you know, or you should know if you don't. Um, After fuel, that's it. There's no special issue resources, at least not yet.
Mhm.
In the future,
Yeah.
there is a shelter upgrade coming at some point. I don't think it's going to have a special issue resource, but I'm just that's the only type we don't have though. So, but that's resources. So that covers all the different types of resources, as we mentioned. Glass for your XP wise, nothing beats glass. Then food, glass and food are your top two. Fertilizer is still decent. Obviously, these aren't bad. You still get XP for them, and they're
Yeah.
okay. Um, and then obviously,
Mhm.
and your commons are the lowest when it comes to XP. So
Well,
even though they have the
whatever.
bigger stock sizes.
So,
Well, they are because
so
150 is the max
yeah,
for retrieving. Oh, I guess you've yeah,
yeah. No,
that
no.
makes
But
sense.
I have the spreadsheet open. So it's
Okay,
950
perfect.
with glass. Then it's food at 350, and then you have a tie between metal parts and wire
Mm.
um, at 300 with fertilizer as well at 300. And then after that, you have 250 for the chemicals, uh, electronics, and fuel, and then nails at the bottom at
Okay,
150.
yeah, because I'm always thinking of the bigger one, but yeah, I forget the looted when you add them together. Yeah,
Yep.
the stack size and the different loot values or not XP values can really make a difference. Yeah. Okay. Next is the other ways of getting
Oh,
XP.
I
Oh,
will also
or
say too, what you should always do is, let's say your inventory is full, literally loot stuff and then delete it. So like, let's say
yeah.
you're going to like pick up food off, let's say like a dead outlander or whatever like that. Loot like the stuff you're not going to keep. So let's say there's metal parts, wire. Loot those so then you'll get the XP for it and then delete it because you'll still get those single units of XP for looting it and then loot whatever you're planning on keeping and extracting with because it'll give you a bit more XP as well. that way.
Yeah, always try to, maximize your XP for sure. Because there are things that you'll be carrying around that won't give you any XP at all, right? Like all your consumables, they don't give you XP. Parts don't give you XP. Um, so if you're planning on, yeah, if you're looting somebody and he has stuff that you don't want him to take, that's resource wise. Yeah, take it temporarily, then delete it. Get every little bit of XP you can. If you're really trying to grind it, get all your XP as much as you can.
Yep.
Now your other types of XP you can get in the game, there's lots of different ways. The first column here is the more fighty ways. There's like, well, the airdrop is nothing fighty, but there's looting the airdrop and retrieving the airdrop. So picking up the airdrop, and then if you get out with it, they're 500 each. We do, and it's really hard to see on here. I was trying to make it so it be a little off, but there's if you're playing lone wolf, certain um items will get you a little extra XP if you're in lone wolf mode, and that's only if you get into an encounter that's with duos and trios. That's the only time these will trigger. So if you're in lone wolf and you get into a bunch of solos, then you're not really in lone wolf anymore. So like I said, airdrop looted is 500, retrieved is 500. You get a bonus 150 for looting it in lone wolf and a bonus 100 for retrieving it in lone wolf. Killing somebody, killing an outlander is 300 XP. And then that one's doubled in lone wolf, so you get another 300. A headshot, 300 XP. Uh, Again, another 300 if you're a lone wolf. Getting threat is 1,000 XP. You don't get another 1,000 in lone wolf, you get 300. Killing the threat, again, another 1,000 XP. We couldn't verify this. We tried finding all the different ways we could, but we believe killing the threat is the same as if you got threats. We think it's 300 XP. So that one is unverified. That's
Yep.
just what we think. If you get a phone duel, it's 600. I should say if you kill your phone duel, not get one.
Yeah. Phone
Kill your
duel win.
phone duel, it's 600. And if you're in lone wolf, it's another 600. So
Yeah.
that one is another doubled. And then the combination box, which is that blue chest you'll find around, that has a combination lock on it. Unlocking it gets you 150 XP, and opening it gets you another 100. So you get 250 out of that. You want to take us through
Yeah.
the other column there?
Sure. Buried cache. So if you find it, uh, 500 XP. Um, Signal detector, 175 XP. Uh, comm station, 150 XP. Disruptive tower, 200 XP. Distance traveled per 100 meters, 10 XP, which kind of has been bugged on and off type thing. Maybe
Yeah.
not necessarily for like the XP wise, but like from like a stat tracking
Yeah.
perspective or the title perspective. But
Yeah.
I think it's kind of okay on the XP side. Time safe unlocked, 500 XP. Container opened, 500 XP. So you are going to have to be the first one to open these.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Those ones
Bard
you don't
House,
get looting. It's just only if you were the one who opened it. Yeah.
yeah. Bard House, Bard Safe unlocked. So again, you're the first one to open it. 300 XP. Uh, Bard House looting it or accessed, 200 XP. So you're getting basically a total of 500, just like the other loot events. Um, and then broken cassettes retrieved. So from any of the loot events, 500 XP. So just of note though, for the Bard House, again, if you're not the first one to open it or unlock it, it's fine. If you go in, just like look into it, you're going to get that 200 XP.
Yeah.
So
So even if
it's
it's
always
someone left,
worthwhile.
yeah, even just opening it. So as long as there's something in it, whether you take something out or not, it counts. Um, so like if there's a gun in there, so you open it up, you see there's a gun in there, you don't have to take the gun. It'll count it as being accessed. I've seen that before where I've had the what do you call it? The challenge to access or access the bard safe so many times. Just opening it, as you know, if you even if I didn't unlock it, just accessing it counted, and so I'm pretty sure it counts for the XP as well. You can always swap your gun back and forth if you want to be sure, but from what I'm pretty sure from my experience, just opening it, as long as you get just look inside it, what's in there? Yeah, okay, it counts. So yeah, those are the different things you can do, and and obviously, the more times you do some of these things, the better. So, like in an encounter, the more times you use signals, you get more experience. Comm stations as well. Now, comm stations can be used a maximum of 4 times in an encounter, as long as it's pretty much 4 times. Um, but that could be worth 1200 or no, 600 XP if you're
Yep.
the one to do it all 4 times.
Yep.
Chances are you're not going to be the one because there's like 3 of them out there usually. So it's probably not going to be you doing it. But um, the more things you can stack, right, the better. Like even just if you're running by disruptive, and you're not worried about people knowing where you were, hit it. That's 200 XP. Go for it.
Yep.
Um, yeah, opening pretty much even opening like a combination box, anything, just any little thing like that.
Yep.
Um,
Definitely.
yeah,
It is definitely worth it. Everything like buried cash, doesn't matter. Like just do it. Especially when it comes to like a double XP weekend. Like buried cash, it'll give you 1,000 XP with double XP. So
yeah.
you might as well do it.
Yeah, and buried cache is one of those ones where you have to be the first one to find it and open it, I believe. Because yeah, nowadays with the key lock, you can find it, but you won't get anything unless you actually opened it. But then once it's opened, if you leave something behind and someone else comes along, they're not going to get any XP out of it. But I think the combination box, do you get XP if you're the second one into a combination box? Do you know? Do you remember?
I want to say it's both.
Yeah,
Like for both of them, like buried cash and combination.
you think so?
But I don't know.
I'm not sure on that one. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, like either way, you're going to have to if it's a combination lock, you're going to have to unlock it.
Well,
Like
no,
if
not
you're
if
the
you're
second
left.
one,
If you're the second person, you don't have to unlock it.
a combination lockbox.
Yeah. Yeah, once it's been unlocked, regardless of, like, I usually unlock it, grab what I want, leave some stuff behind, and I'll just try to booby trap it. But you don't have to do the combination the second time. Once it's opened, once it's unlocked, it's unlocked. It's just, whether or not there's anything left behind in
Okay. Eh, I don't know.
it. Yeah.
Well,
No,
how do
the
you verify like another Outlander has to do it or not
what do you mean?
to unlock it? So if like Joe
Well,
Random is
if you go
following
into a
you,
second time, like,
well,
if you take what you
for
want out of it,
you,
well,
for
what you
you,
think the
but
lock's gonna reset itself for someone
mm,
else and not you?
well, yeah, but who's to say yes or no? Because it's like you don't know that another Outlander's there. I'm not saying like I just don't have like proof that
Yeah, yeah. I
it's
guess if you
like
do
that.
it in duels, you could have your proof maybe. So, like,
Because
if
like
what if
visually, it still looks like it's locked.
it does. No, it looks like it's still
It's
closed, not
not
like
open.
other things where it's opened. Yeah, it's still closed. But, like, haven't you ever come across I know I can say for sure, haven't you ever come across a blue crate that, somebody else has already been into? Because I have, and then you open it and, "Oh, there's only fuel in here." Or not fuel, but ammo.
Yeah, I don't recall.
Okay, yeah, and I can think back and, maybe I'm remembering wrong, but I'm fairly sure I didn't have to unlock it. If it's been unlocked,
Okay,
it's unlocked. Yeah. Now
okay, it's possible. Like
I
duos
don't
and
know about
trios, it
the
is the way, but like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's unlocked. But
Yeah. No, it's like that for solos too, because I rarely ever do
okay,
duels and trios. Um, Buried cache, I no, because when you open it with the key, if somebody's a second person around and there's still something in it, it does actually look open. That's different
hmm
between that and the combination one because the combination, yeah, like, you're right, it is closed, but it just doesn't require you to unlock it. Whereas the buried cache, it looks like it's open, but it also looks like there's something in it because there's like that. There's a
yeah,
difference in the graphic.
yeah,
Um, Other than these, then the other way to get XP is well, you already know about challenges. Hopefully you do. If you don't, check out our videos. And there's lots of different
Mhm.
challenges out there, and they're worth varying XP depending on how easy or hard they are. So we won't go into those here, but opening crates, obviously, another good way to get XP, and especially if you hold on to them and wait for double XP weekends. I was really curious about the double XP ticket, so I used one the other day because I hadn't used one yet, and it's not quite the same as the double XP weekend. Um, yes, it doubles all your XP out of an encounter, like if you're in encounters or any of the game modes. It says, but that's it. It doesn't double any of the other XP you get while it's active. So opening like doing challenges don't double, opening crates don't double. So it's just for the game modes. That's it. So that was good to know. Even though it kind of says it, I was curious because I wasn't 100% sure, right? Because how is it different from a double XP weekend? Well, that's it. Double XP
Mhm.
weekend gives you double XP for everything. Logging in for the day, opening your crates, doing anything like that. So, but yeah, crates. Pretty simple. Really like common crates, resource and weapon crates are your junk crates. I say junk, I just mean for XP. There's still good stuff in them because you get parts, you get resources you might need, and all these things. It's just when it comes to like double XP, when you're doubling 25 XP, it's like woo. When you're needing like 30,000 or 60,000 for a level 50
Yeah.
XP, yeah, you have to have a lot of common crates, and you'll be sitting there forever trying to open them all. So when it comes to those common resource and weapon, I rarely hold on to them anymore. I just open them anyways because yeah, common crates 25 XP, uncommon crates and it goes up by 250 per once past that. So uncommon is 250, rare 500, the military ones are 750, and the special issue 1000. And so all of those, even the uncommon, good to hold on to for double XP weekends. um, unless you really need something out of them. Um, I typically will hold on to them nowadays, waiting for that. Unless I'm really close on a level, like if I want to just push myself over for a level, then maybe I'll open a crate just to push myself. But if I don't want to go into an encounter at the time or whatever, that's me.
Yep.
Yeah. The other ones, there's not much left. There's resource. I said we're 50. Weapon are 50. Shootout is 250, and we've confirmed elimination are still 1000 XP.
Yep.
Which is insane. Like that's a not sure why eliminations are so good for XP when shootouts only 250. Maybe because it's harder to get elimination ones. I don't know. I don't know what the difference is.
Yeah, I
Mm,
don't really understand the logic behind it.
yeah,
Because like you're playing almost the same amount of time really per game, and like honestly, even at that, the rewards for like elims is like ridiculous. Like I just don't get it.
it
To
might
be
have
honest,
been. Yeah, maybe at the time, like they boosted it. When they revamped eliminations to get people excited about eliminations, and then never changed it back. I don't know. Because when they first brought out the elimination crates, no, I guess they have they been 1,000 the whole time or not? I
for a long
yeah,
time.
yeah,
And then they even at one point they were giving crates within the elimination crates. So not only were you getting 1,000 XP, but you could get like a military grade crate, or you could get a rare crate or an uncommon. So you'd get more XP out of those too. Um, so it was pretty ridiculous. It kind of still
yeah.
is, even though like they got rid of the crates, I believe, within the crates. So
Not 100% sure. I thought you could still get crates within them, but I'm not. Don't quote me on it because I don't go into those modes. I do go into shootout a bit, um, but not enough that I can get a shootout crate because I'm not usually at the top of the charts. So you usually have to do a bunch of boosts before I'll start getting shootout crates.
I'm not a big fan of elimination game mode because I don't know. I prefer shootout, but yeah, I just don't play a ton of limbs. For me, the game is always like encounters, so I'll play that or shootout.
Yeah.
And the limbs is usually bottom my list, anyways.
Yeah. Well, with like we've talked about it before in our limbs episode, but it tends to be if you're not going in with a full group, it's really hit or miss. Sometimes you'll get in with a good group and be okay, but quite often you're usually going against full groups, right? So full teams
Yeah,
who are usually pretty know each other well and they communicate with each other, so they're getting all the
yeah.
bonuses of voice and everything. So,
Um,
but
I
yeah,
that actually like reminds me like I'm kind of curious as to like the matchmaking when it comes to eliminations, like if they try to prioritize teams versus teams or like groups of three
mhm,
or four against other groups of
yeah,
three, four, or five type thing, or if it's just randoms. Because like whenever I play limbs, I'm playing randoms, and then when I see a full team, or like a batch of like three, four, or five type thing, it's like is it going to be rough because like communication is a big thing in eliminations, and when you're just playing randoms it's like it's a crapshoot.
it's
So
tough. Yeah, because you don't know, you can't. All you have for communication is ping. Um, and if you have the proper emotes set up, which even if you had the proper emotes, who's going to use them? No one uses emotes to over there. No one ever has those
no
emotes.
one uses emotes to communicate. It's all about trolling or
Oh,
whatever. So
yeah, they want to have the emotes ready to troll someone. So, um, there you go. But yeah, that's the different types of ways of getting XP to try to maximize your battle pass. Um, yeah, I don't have too much more to say other than that.
yeah. Well, I would highly recommend again like daily challenges. Get them done as much as you can every day. Do the
Yes,
best you can to complete your dailies. When it comes to seasonal challenges, at the start of each season, I basically look at all my seasonal challenges for that season and I keep track. And then I keep all my completed seasonal challenges and I wait for a double XP weekend before I go to claim. So like don't go to the seasonal seasonal challenge tab until you're ready to claim them. So even at that, like we know that we usually get at least two double XP events during the season. So it's like wait till maybe that first one, or if you really want to wait till that second one, go ahead and do it. Um, but yeah, just those are some things I kind of look forward when I try to maximize my XP. Um, Also, like Doc was saying, like if you're short to get at that every fifth level of the battle pass as like the XP booster, maybe open a couple of crates before you get there and then you start claiming like your seasonal challenges or your dailies type thing,
right.
just again to just increase the multiplier from the XP boosters. um yeah. Oh, or like the booster apocalypses are like great events for like pretty much anything, because when it comes to like the loot ones, it's like you could get a ton more resources. Loot it, delete it. It's a nice problem to have. But the one thing is like survival is key when you're coming to like encounters and you want like I've seen some people say that lone wolf is the way to go for encounters to get lots of XP. It's not. Like literally look at the numbers. It's like loot is a four-letter word. Yes, it is. Like it, do it. Like it's ridiculous how many people don't actually loot and complain that XP is hard to get, and it's like yeah, it's going to weigh you down or whatever, but loot will get you the XP to like help complete the battle pass and survive. Like you don't always have to stick till the end of the encounter. You could loot as much as you want and then leave.
Mhm.
Like for me it's like I was trying to do lone wolf runs to see what the XP was again, and it's like I died like most of the time. I want to say my survival rate was maybe 33%. And it's like it wasn't worth it because I get one or two kills and then like there's no bonus for like doing anything else.
Right.
And when it came to like, a solo encounter, it's like I could get 2, 3 threat games or whatever, or like sorry, 2 or 3 kill games or even a threat game, and then come out with like a bunch of resources. And I'm getting like at this point with the XP boosters, I'm getting 15,000 XP per game, and then you go into like a double XP weekend, it's like boom, that's up to 20, 30,000. So it's like this season here, like we talked about it in the preview episode, like you need 4.9 million XP points. Like that's a lot of XP. So you need to try to maximize as much XP as you can. So like every little bit helps. And yeah, it's like survival's key. Like honestly, if there's one tip, it's like that's number one.
Survive, yeah, because if you get killed, yeah, you'll get some XP for stuff that you had picked up. I think what you looted, but you won't,
Yeah,
because you can't take it out. You don't get any extra XP for it. You
yeah,
lose out a lot. So it's I know it. There are people who really really into the combat. They got to get into fights. They got to kill as much as they can.
yeah.
But if you're trying to get XP, and you're trying to level up, that's not the only way to go.
Yeah.
Another thing you were mentioning, stay out of your challenges, seasonals. But if you accidentally go in, dashboard out. It'll pop up saying you have these ones you can turn in, but you don't have to turn them in. Hit the dashboard, close Vigor, go back into Vigor, and you'll be okay. It doesn't actually count them until you hit the thing to count them.
Well, no, because the minute you hit the seasonal tab, it's going to count it.
Nope. No, it just pops up saying these are the ones you can, you've done these ones and then hit X to whatever. Like you actually have to acknowledge that, yeah, you did these. You can't do anything else in that tab. It sort of freezes you. So you either have to acknowledge that, yep, I've got all
Oh,
these
I see
ones
what you're
done.
saying.
Yeah.
I, I,
But if, yeah,
I'm
that's
just
fine.
going to
Just
say I do
dashboard out.
not condone dashboarding
I'm not
in
talking about
any way.
dashboarding from an encounter. No, be clear. I'm talking about if you go into your seasonals by mistake, because sometimes you're doing your dailies and it's just a trigger pull away to hit your seasonals,
Yeah,
right? And if you're trying to not do it, come on.
yeah,
But if you want to see what you're getting close on, don't forget you can hit the little double window button on your Xbox controller, right? Whatever they call that. The little teeny. There's two little teeny buttons. One brings up your
yeah.
um
Once a
options. The other
hamburger,
one
and then
brings, yeah, one's the hamburger, the other one's the two windows. You
yeah,
hit that and it'll have your dailies on top, and it'll have it won't have all of your seasonals, but it'll have some of your seasonals, the ones that you're
yeah,
have the most
closest enough
progress
to
on.
finish. Yeah,
Yeah. And when you finish one of them, then it disappears from that list and the next closest will be up there. So it's a way to see what's coming. um
yeah,
if you're trying to keep track of how many you have to do, then yeah, that's the thing. If you're trying to wait to the end, but you're also kind of invested to try to get your seasonals done to try to get whatever the reward is for the season, it can be tough because there's quite a few where it's like you got to get so many kills with this gun, and you got to figure out, well, what
yeah,
other guns if you haven't recorded them already, and you can't replace them unless you go in there. So
yeah,
replace anything you want to replace early. I guess
yeah,
that's what I'm trying to say.
yeah. So, uh,
But there you go. I think that's good. That is XP. That's what the current state of what everything's worth. Um, really, the game hasn't changed a whole lot when it comes to XP. Like they make adjustments on occasion, but it's been pretty static. It's been pretty consistent. Sometimes they throw a new thing at you in there, like um, like when they brought out those cassettes. You collected all the cassettes and then you didn't think, do I need to pick up more cassettes? Probably not, because other collectibles don't give you any XP for picking them up. But then all of a sudden, yeah, broken cassettes give you XP. It's like, okay,
yeah,
sure, it's
yeah,
worth taking. It's 500 XP.
yeah. And that's another thing too is we didn't really mention it, but like even if you have all the collectible cassettes, loot them. Like
Yeah,
you
that's
know,
that's the whole thing. Yeah.
500 XP and like on a double XP weekend, like boom, 1,000. And there's
Yep.
two of them per encounters. You can't take two, so odds are someone's leaving one behind. So
Yeah. Or if you got both things, you're deleting one and taking the other because you only carry one. So,
yeah.
anyways, can you delete them actually? I think
I
you
don't know.
can.
I've never actually tested.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I said that, but I'm not
I
100% sure.
want the XP.
Yeah.
You're
So
not.
do I. Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, I'm kind of curious if no, because isn't it like just collected, so you're coming out with it?
Well, 'cause
So
it does show up in your inventory though, right?
yeah,
Because
but
you
I'm
can
saying
loot them
like
off of people.
yeah, but I don't think just looting it gives you the XP. You actually have to leave with it.
Oh, no. Yeah, you do have to
So
leave with it. Sorry. No, yeah, that's why I was thinking
yeah,
delete it and then take up the one that you can. But I'm also thinking of the buried cache key. Because the buried cache key, you can find more and you can delete the one you have and pick up the new one, and keep going that way.
yeah,
I'm not 100% sure if you can delete the paper or not because it's like the crate. You can't delete the crate. Maybe you can't delete the tape.
yeah,
I don't know. Maybe you
yeah.
can.
There's no
I don't
real
know.
benefit to doing it. So
No, it's worth XP, but I guess unless there's something you really want to take and you're having a hard time deciding what to take between a whole bunch of stuff, maybe you can delete it over something else. I don't know. Don't worry about it.
full stack of glass.
Yeah,
Done.
actually, yeah, that'd be something. It'd be out of there because if I had a full stack, I could pick up for sure. All right, thanks for watching. As always, you know what we didn't say at the beginning? Please like, share, and subscribe, and make sure then leave any comments below, and we'll check them out and reply back to you.
Yep.
Um, but again, I'm Dr. Anton.
And I'm DJ Spencer.
Stay safe in the Outlands and have a great night. Bye.
I've heard you say you lost your way, lost your way again. You don't see your reflection. Just look around and find at least something good. All you need will come to you. I'll never end you still. Take whatever you want. So just get a hold. I know you'll find your way. No need to go the same. dream